Hey guys, Nimbus here. So today we're going to be making a video on how to floor shop for an Axie team. So I'm just going to walk you guys through how I shop for teams for Axies, but you guys can definitely apply this for yourself. This team is going to be for a scholarship. So if you guys are looking for a scholarship, link in bio to enter for the scholarship raffle. We give away the scholarship on Sunday on stream, so be there. All right, guys. So this is just a way just to show you guys how to look for Axies at a discount. So let's first outline the scope of the team. So we want it to be easy for new players to pick up, which are our scholars. We want it to be able to climb decently in the ladder, so kind of skill expressive. And then we also want it to hit at least 1400 MMR is what I'd say is the minimum that this team should be able to reside in. So all of our scholars do run Beast Bird plant, so we're going to stay true to that. And the bread and butter of every team is obviously the plant. Okay guys, so first and foremost, there's a couple rules you need to know about when building a plant, right? So right now we don't have any filters on. The first rule is that your plant shouldn't have health stats lower than, I'd say, 56. So this is the first thing we're gonna do. Get the health stat out, put it on plant. So first and foremost, this ensures that our plant doesn't get one shot easily. Make sure he has some tankiness to him. And these are the main two things you just wanna look out for. So the health stat does not, or take this health stat, drag it over to 56 to 61, and then now we can just shop. So another rule that we have in place when we're shopping for a plant is that 3 cards should be able to put up at least 100 shield added together. 3 cards should add up to 100 shield. So let's just look through all these floor Axies here. So what we can do actually is this website is called axieworld.com, and then you go under Card Explorer. So what we can do is we can just first put it onto back parts, because generally these are where all the back parts are that give shields. So the shield cards we're okay with are Hermit, which is a shield card on the Aqua class. We're okay with Shipwreck. These are all very high shield cards. We are okay with, so these numbers are also outdated, but I'm just doing this off memory. So Timber is a high shield card. The last one is Bulwark Indian Storm. So any of these are good enough. So here's the cheat sheet if you guys want to just pause the video here. Any of these backs are perfectly fine on our plant. So this is the one thing that's a must. Everything else can be flexible, but we do need one of these cards on the back for an effective plant. So now we can start shopping, right? So what are ones that we are good at, that are good enough? So this white horn here, guys, this one is called Imp. It's probably one of the most common cards in the game. You never want this card on any of your plants, just a heads up. So this Axie has very high shield, has a pseudo energy gain card. This is the first one that jumps out to me. Razor Bite is not, so the weakest card on it would probably be Razor Bite, but the stats raw are good enough for it to be playable for a scholar and for them to learn the game. Another thing Elijah talks about also that we should avoid is the double zero cost. So here's an example, guys. Biden's and Leaf Bug. These are both the zero costs. For the most part, you don't want these ever. And the reason is because it does not, you don't usually run out of cards before you run out of energy. So here's another one that is also extremely playable. So this one's 37 speed, 56 health, has a shield card for 90 shield, has an attack disabled. These are all really good cards. It can definitely put up 100 shield with 2 cards. Just sponge enough is already almost the minimum. So this one also I would potentially be looking at. Another thing to avoid, guys, is backdoor cards. You do not want backdoor cards on your plants. So here's an example of a backdoor card. So the exception, I guess, would be Turnip Rocket because it gives enough shield, but this one is definitely not enough. It's a card that makes you skip other Axies. Those are backdoor cards. So this Axie also very much jumps out to me, and the reason is because the shield it can put up is insane. 80 shield on the back, 80 shield on the tail, plus this is a range disable. This is kind of some damage on the mouth, which is perfectly fine. And I usually say no to heal cards, but you can pair this up with pretty much any shield card and it'll prevent you from getting one shot. So this one will also be okay. So we're just gonna make a group on my browser called, we're just gonna put it green. So all of the Axies will be in here, and it'll be also easy to manage all the tabs. So we're gonna look for 2 more just so you guys can get a feel for it. This one is super solid. So again, it's pretty much a meta plant, but it's missing Sirius. But I actually don't think Sirius is that good of a card. So this one is actually probably the best one we've seen so far, guys. This one is super cheap, $134 for an Axie, extremely playable in Arena, and it even has a damage card that gives you attack minus to someone. So attack minus will lower their attack by 20% for their first attack, and that's crazy strong. So this one is also extremely cheap, right guys? This is super near the floor, has enough health, has pumpkin so it can give enough shield, does some crazy damage with cactus. You can even risky fish cactus. So risky fish, when you're attacking other plants, it'll get plants, reptiles, and dust. You get an attack bonus, which means your next attack will do 20% extra damage. We can put that on the cactus, we can put it on the hot butt, and we still have enough shields just through pumpkin. So these 5 Axies are Axies I would consider adding to my scholar team. The 2 most notable ones are definitely these 2 here. These 2 are definitely the strongest ones. They're pretty much a meta tank. The only part they're missing is a mouth, and I'm probably going to pick both of these up. My only complaint about this one is I don't like the bird eyes, but for the price, again, extremely cost effective. It's only missing 2 stat points compared to the other. It's faster, and it doesn't have energy steal. This one is also very solid, not bad at all by any means. I think the worst one would probably have to be this one. This would be the worst one, and from best to worst this is how I'd order them. Okay, so these are the plants. We're going to put these away. And then for the next one, we are going to be looking for a beast. So for the beast, again, let's look at what it is. So the beast has to be pure, but for the beast, we are okay with pretty much any damage card on it, except for the 2 that I see pitfalls are for regular players or new players are Ronin, the Ronin input double Nutcracker, and getting single Nutcrack cards. So here's an example of a single Nutcrack card. It only has Nutcracker on the mouth. This is really bad. It's not consistent at all. So yeah, I'd put a beast, we put down beast. The minimum speed doesn't matter, but what matters for beast are the cards. So the beast's job, guys, is to get in there, destroy the tank, and then kind of just try and like buy you some time for your backliner to start building up energy and cards for the 1v1. So the beast doesn't need to be too fast, it just needs to be fast enough to get its damage off turns 1, 2, and 3 at the latest. So the back cards we're looking for, let's go in order. So first for the back cards, we don't want Ronin. Ronin is not a good card. So Hero is a good card on Beast. Jaguar is a good card on Beast. Risky Beast is good. And then Timber is not enough damage. So another thing, guys, is except for Hero, we want pretty much Jaguar, Risky Beast. Furball 2 is okay. Furball would be like the weakest option out of all of them. So if I were to make like a tier list for these, I would say Hero's the best option for a beast back because it's the only 0 cost you can really put on your beast effectively, except for maybe Cuckoo, which we'll also put in the filter. Risky Beast is the 2nd best. Jaguar is the 3rd best. Furball is the 4th best. So what else do we need? Okay guys, so the only other beast part that isn't really flexible, I'd say, is probably the horn. So Imp is a trap, do not get Imp. Mary is not enough damage. It's any of these 4. So Little Branch, Pocky, Dual Blade, Arco. These are all really good. And then we can also even look at bug cards. So bug cards deal similar damage to beasts. And the only 2 I'd really be okay with are actually the only one I want on my beast would be Pliers. So Pliers is the only exception. And then the only other card that would be acceptable on our beast, guys, is Cuckoo. Cuckoo is another 0 cost. We don't want 2 0 costs, but this is good enough. So here now we can start shopping and looking at what beast we are okay with. So this beast might look good to you. You know, it has a 0 cost, it's 40 speed, has dual blade, but the problem is it has a single nutcracker. So we'll leave this here just to have, just in case we can't find anything good. But I wouldn't gravitate towards this one. So what do we have here? What do we have here? So these two will pick up here. These are probably going to be the two I'd say are the most playable. So these beasts are 40 speed, which isn't the fastest. It's not ideal, but again, this is just for a beginner to start picking up Axie and playing. So it has two of the horns we're looking for, and it has a double nutcracker combo. It's missing a 0 cost, which is okay. It's not ideal for the highest level of play, obviously, but this again is a beginner team just to get you through the 1400s. So we do give our scholars upgraded teams. So this would be like once you distinguish yourself as a good player, or as like a decent player, you'll get moved up from this. Yeah, so those two are the beasts I would probably pick off the floor. Let me just check on one more look, see if there's anything else here that's good. Okay, yeah, no. So 7 pages, I've only found, well, this one's 2. This one's good too. So on 7 pages, I found 3 playable beasts. Let me just add them to the group, new group, and then we'll put them away. So these beasts are gonna go here. And then the last thing we're looking for, guys, is a bird. Okay, guys, yeah, so for birds, this is the build I would go with. I'm very picky with the birds. So these 4 moves are the standard for a backdoor bird. So dark swoop, eggshell, pigeon post fight. You can see, and then so they have to be faster than aquas. So 58 speed is the minimum because aquas get capped out at 57 speed. That's the fastest they can go. So right off the bat, all these birds are perfectly fine. The one thing is, just a little optimization for a budget build. You want the plant part instead of the bug part. So here are plant parts, they have 1 green part, and then the bug parts are the red ones. So like this. So it's just a little optimization. Plants give morale and health, birds give morale and health, but less health, more morale. So plants give 3 health, 1 morale, birds give 3 morale, 1 health. There's a little optimization. If we're gonna go on a budget, we might as well upgrade it or give it like the best we can do within the budget. So here are 3 birds, all extremely affordable. I think this team's gonna add up to like less than $600. I think it'll be like $550. We'll add it up at the end. So these are the birds we would go with here. So let me just make these a group. Just put it pink for bird and here. Okay. So just to recap, guys, here are the plants from this being the best, last one being the worst. So this is the best plant I found, which is 134. So we're just gonna add that up, 134. And then the best beast we found is for 174. So plus 174. And this is today's prices, guys. And then the last one is for, how much is this? 172. So 172, this team costs $480, guys, and I can confidently say you'll get to at least 1400, start earning SLP, and be able to start looking for upgrades soon. So again, guys, less than $500 for an Axie Infinity team is very playable, and it's extremely, extremely cheap. Alright, so again, Sunday, guys, I'll give away this team to a lucky scholar. Link below to enter the raffle. Check the description and be there for the stream so you guys can claim it right away, alright? Thank you guys for stopping by. Peace.